The 2023 track and field season was the year when Kevonavdavis broke through the proverbial glass ceiling. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we can continue to grow. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. Drop a video at least once a day here in Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit the like button. And finally, leave your thoughts after this sports analysis where we take a look at it and we break down the races. So, ready? Yep. Good to go. Well, Kevonavdavis has had somewhat of a mixed 2023 season, but what I can say specifically is that one of her greatest desires has been accomplished, and she finally shattered the proverbial glass ceiling. The young lady who is, as of this year, for the 2023 season, the fastest Jamaican woman over the 200 meters. Yes, you heard me right. She is actually the fastest woman in terms of time. Her season's best is her best. She makes her the third fastest Jamaican for the 2023 season. And she finally managed to reach the World Championships representing the island of Jamaica in the women's 200 meters as an individual competitor. And that's a huge deal. And in my humblest estimation, did a very solid job doing so. The 21-year-old who reps for the Texas Longhorns has a season's best over the 200 meters of 22.33, which makes her the third fastest Jamaican female for the 2023 season over the 200 meters. And the last time we saw her compete was in the semi-finals of the women's 200 meters at World Championships in Budapest. This was in the 200 meters semi-final number 2, where Kevonavdavis ended up in 5th, did not advance to the finals with a time of 22.34. Of course, that was won by Julian Alfred in 22.17. This is semi-final number 2.
Drawn, but what a run from Daryl Neater, leading out in lane 8. This is a fantastic performance. Alfred coming through. She might take it on the line, the St. Lucian. Alfred from Daryl Neater, 22.
Davis spoke to TVJ after not making it through to the finals from the semi-finals.
And not managing to advance. But Kevona, overall, your run there just now, how do you sum it up?
I'm just going to say I had a great season, coming all the way from running the collegiate season, coming all the way to Budapest. I feel extremely great and grateful for all the people that have supported me throughout the years. And I'm just grateful for the experience.
Yes, thanks a lot, Kevona. This being your first World Championships, all the best going forward.
Thank you.
Now, I personally was struck by the maturity of her answer and the honesty of her answer. Now, of course, she had done well, coming second to Gabrielle Thomas in the heats, running 22.40 to Gabby Thomas's 22.26. This was in heat 1.
Waiting to get this 200 metres underway, but what a turn of pace from Davis of Jamaica. Kevonavdavis, and just at the last minute, Gabby Thomas is across the line first. 22 effort, and the youngster Hart.
Now, truth be told, Kevonavdavis made it through to Budapest because this young lady, Lene Taylor Thomas, was unable to compete. She had switched allegiance from the United States to run for Jamaica. She's, of course, of Jamaican heritage, and it did not process in time. So as a result of her, I think she came 3rd in the finals of the women's 200 meters, meaning Lene Taylor Thomas, apologies. The JAA, the J3As of Jamaica, decided to have Kevonavdavis represent in her stead. And I thought that was a brilliant decision because Kevonavdavis really did sparkle, I think, in her first World Championships. Here is the finals of the women's 200 meters at the Jamaican National Championships. Kevonavdavis came 5th here in 22.80.
Morrison, White, Davis, Fraser Price, Forbes, Thomas, Jackson, Williams. Air of expectation around this one, and a sent away cleanly this time. A very good start from Shelley and Fraser Price. Also Sharika Jackson in lane 7. It's Fraser Price and Jackson. Fraser Price has actually blown off this turn, but here comes Sharika Jackson, the fastest living woman over 200 meters, the world champion Sharika Jackson. Her personal best is 21:45. What does she produce tonight? 21.72 is the flash time for Sharika Jackson. A slight trailing wind, 21.71 for Jackson, and she defends. She is the double champion here inside the National Stadium yet again.
The fastest time in the world, viewers, was 21.91 by Julian Alfred.
And of course, she came third in the women's 200 meters in the finals at the NCAA Championships, walking away with a bronze medal in a time of 22.02. But the win was a plus 2.5, so that time for her was not legal.
Davis on the outside. Jason Sears. Sears actually comes off with the lead. But here comes Alfred shifting into overdrive. Now we're just looking at the clock. Long is pursuing, but she runs out of real estate. 20.
Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. The truth is, most collegiate athletes, their goal, their desire is to represent for their country in a major competition. And the 2 biggest in the world, of course, are number one, that the every 4-year competition, which I think Kevonavdavis can make it through to again next year, which is the Olympic Games. And the second, of course, is World Championships. So in that respect, she's definitely cracked a huge glass ceiling. Now, I know we can argue that had it not been for the situation with Lene Taylor Thomas, she may not have gotten through. But the fact of the matter is, she represented well. She ran great in the heats, ran well in the semi-finals, did not make it through to the finals, and as I stated, for the entire 2023 season, has the 3rd fastest time overall of any Jamaican female sprinter. So in my mind, this was a great season. Now, why I showed you the interview was something very, very important. It's very straightforward. She has had a very long season. She's been running from about November of 2022, because that's when the collegiate season starts. And to run all the way into the pretty much the end of August, which is when World Championship started, which is about I think the 17th or 18th. That's a lot of running people for a very, very long time. And she looked really good in her opening round in the heats, and I think she just, her legs went out from under her. She just got tired. But for me, she broke the glass ceiling, like I said, because A, she got to represent us. She did a solid job. 3rd fastest time for the entire 2023 season women's 200 meters, and she shows tremendous promise. I am looking forward to see what happens when she's no longer running in the collegiate scene. She's pro, and she has the time. She doesn't have to be running from 8-9 months. You know, she has enough time. She can start running the season in March, April, when most pros start to run. I think Kevonavdavis has come a long way. Now there's one more thing I wanted to mention. The commentators were talking about the fact that Kevonavdavis is known to have an issue with self-doubt, and that her team at Longhorns, they've been working on building her self-confidence. And you know, it would explain a lot of stuff, because the truth is Kevonavdavis is a tremendous talent that I'm still a huge fan of, and I'm a big believer in. And I think the fact that she has gone, she was able to go and represent the island, had the 3rd fastest time for the year, didn't make it through to the finals, but I think she was stellar in her performance. Says to me she's broken through the glass ceiling. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. Remember, your royals, kings and queens, bless up.